Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Buenos dias, LULAC. And I believe in LULAC. It's great to be back in Orlando. Thank you, President Moran, for your kind introduction. And I also want to thank you and your husband for your tremendous leadership. I'm delighted to be with you here this morning. As President Moran mentioned, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, and I'm a teacher. I've been an educator for more than 30 years. I don't really like to say that. I've taught as a reading specialist in public high schools, and I've tutored at-risk students at a psychiatric hospital. For the past 18 years, I've been a community college instructor, which is what I continue to do at a community college in Northern Virginia. As a teacher, I see firsthand in my classroom every day just how important a quality education is for the future of our students and our country. I know all of you see the same thing in your own communities. I'm proud to be part of an administration that has made education a priority since day one, from investing in early childhood education to making sure that our students graduate high school and have the opportunity to gain a college education. We know that if we want all Americans to succeed in the 21st century, we need to offer all our kids the best education possible. El educación is el futuro. A few years ago, I was in Arizona to learn more about a program that makes it easier for students to transfer from community colleges to four-year universities. While I was there, I met a wonderful young man named Albert Ojeda. When Albert was 6 years old, his father died and his mother went to prison. Albert was adopted by an aunt and an uncle. He struggled for a long time to find some direction in his life, and he found that when he started taking classes at a local community college. From there, he transferred to Arizona State University, and he realized that there was a whole world out there for him to discover. Today, Albert is a proud college graduate working at a competitive internship in Chicago. I see stories like Albert's every day in my own classroom and at every community college I visit, and they are always inspiring. Students who overcome significant odds, who are determined to build a better life for themselves and their families, theirs is the story of America. And that's the story of many of you here in this room. You know well that many Latino children face real challenges in school. Fewer than half are enrolled in early childhood education. They are learning in classrooms with student-to-teacher ratios that are much too high, and they drop out at higher rates. This administration knows that this is not a Latino problem. This is an American problem, and it's one we have to address. We know that when we improve education for the Latino community, we improve education for everyone. That's why President Obama has worked to increase Pell Grants so that 150,000 more Latino students will have the support they need to pursue the college education they deserve. He has urged Congress to act to prevent interest rates on student loans from doubling on July 1st, next week, which would mean that nearly 1 million Latino students would owe more on their student loans. And he has invested in America's Hispanic-serving institutions and community colleges so that everyone has the education he or she needs to get a good job. I believe in the power of education. As a community college teacher, I have seen firsthand how community colleges can turn education into opportunity. For moms juggling childcare and jobs and school, for recent immigrants determined to get the skills they need, for workers being trained to reach the next level in their careers, and for high school graduates taking another step on the road to a 4-year degree. Throughout the year, I've been traveling to community colleges across this country, and will in fact be at Valencia Community College later today, to see how community colleges are helping students get the skills and the education they need to achieve their dreams. Community colleges are helping people get good-paying jobs so that they can support their families, giving them skills they need to grow in a career they love, and giving experienced workers renewed hope and confidence. Community colleges are uniquely American, places where anyone who walks through that door is one step closer to the American dream. What happens at a community college is extraordinary and absolutely critical to America's future. Before I close, I want to mention one other issue that is very close to my heart: supporting our servicemen and women, veterans, and military families. And I see we have some over here. I know you honored several service members for their outstanding public service and performance the other night at your opportunity reception. Thank you for doing that. As many of you know, Latinos serve our country in record numbers, with nearly 214,000 currently serving in the armed services. Our military families have done so much for our country, and each of us can do something for them in return. That's why the First Lady and I created Joining Forces, to encourage all Americans to support and honor our military families. Since we launched Joining Forces a little more than a year ago, we have been so inspired by the many ways Americans all across this country are honoring and supporting our military families. Nonprofits, businesses, churches, schools, communities, and individuals, including many of you in this room, have stepped up. As many of you may know, I'm a military mom. My son, Bo, is a major in the Delaware Army National Guard, and he was deployed to Iraq for a year. That year was tough for our family. Bo has 2 young children, Natalie and Hunter, and of course they miss their dad terribly. But one of the wonderful things that happened to them during that year was the support and the love that they received from family, from friends, from teachers, and from neighbors. That support can make all the difference, not just while our troops were deployed or when we welcomed them home, but for the months and years after they returned to their communities. One of the best parts of my role as Second Lady is spending time with so many veterans and military families. As I've traveled across the country and the world, I'm always inspired by the strength and resilience of our military families. One visit in particular stands out. 2 years ago, I was in Iraq visiting troops for the 4th of July. I had the honor of attending a naturalization ceremony for 156 service members, representing all branches of service and 56 different countries. These brave men and women chose to volunteer, to sacrifice so much for their adopted country, to earn their citizenship through service. As they stood in one of Saddam Hussein's old palaces in their U.S. military uniforms, reciting the oath of citizenship, I felt a tremendous sense of pride in them and in this country. It was an inspiring example of the richness and the diversity of America, and it was a ceremony I will never forget. From employment to education to civil rights, thank you for all you do to advance the lives of Latinos. On behalf of my husband, Joe, the Vice President, President Obama, and Mrs. Obama, I want to thank you all for being here today, and thank you for inviting me to be with you. Thank you.